Hi guys, CK here at CK Education again, and today I want to share with you another story of a student named Janet. And this student reminds me of the importance of having realistic expectations. And I'm not just talking about realistic expectations on an SAT score, but just realistic expectations about college in general. One of the big myths about college and there's a lot of myths about a lot of things, but just college in general is that the higher ranked colleges and the colleges that are better known, the elite, the Ivy Leagues, and so on and so forth, these colleges produce people who are more successful. They will make more money, they'll have more success in their careers, and and on and on and on. As opposed to going to, let's say, a state school, you're not going to get as a good of a job, or your advancement opportunities will be limited, or your career path will just be limited if you go to a public school. A lot of people believe this. A lot of people think that college rank has something to do with career success. And let me just be crystal clear about this. There is absolutely zero correlation between what college you go to and your career success. There is zero correlation with your college ranking, okay, what rank your college was that you went to, and how successful you'll be in your career, whether it's measured in the amount of pay, salary that you get, or the advancement opportunities, or whatever it is. There's absolutely no correlation. So why make such a big deal about college rankings? Well, the only people that really make a big deal about it are colleges themselves and students and parents who don't know any better. But people who've actually gone to college and graduated and gone to the real world will tell you that there's really no correlation. Let me just give you examples, many examples in my own career life. But I met many people who graduated from the quote best schools in the country: Yale, Princeton, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Cornell, Columbia, Ivy League schools, top 10, top 15, top 20 schools in the country. And these are people, some of them are my neighbors, some of them are my acquaintances, some of them were colleagues, some of them were classmates, some of them are friends. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that they do not have a better career, better pay, a more successful life because they went to those schools. In fact, many of them are deeply disappointed that they're not finding the kind of success that they expected, because they thought there was some correlation. If I go to this school and I graduate from this school, then I'm going to get this kind of, this kind of career, and I'm going to get this kind of treatment, and people are going to roll out the red carpet for me. That doesn't happen. Everybody starts out the same. We all got to work very hard, and you got to prove yourself. And so, on the other hand, there are people, many, many more, who went to, quote, normal schools, state schools and such, and they are just as, if not more successful than people who went to these schools. Now, there are, of course, all scenarios. There are people who went to these great schools and are very successful, and there are people who went to state schools who are not successful. But my point is, success in your career and life have nothing to do with what school you went to. It has to do with your mindset, okay? How you think, your philosophy, your worldview, your mindset, how you think about things and how you overcome things, and your perspective on that is what determines your success, and it will determine your success in life and your career, not academics. Now, I am not saying that you shouldn't go to college. I'm not saying college is a waste of time. I think college is worth going for the most part, and there are exceptions to that. But I would say that it's not worth paying a lot of money for. Now, Janet, this student here, she came in, she was very realistic. She had no fantasies about, man, if I go to some great college, it's going to change my life, and, things like that. She wanted to get a good score, and her reason for getting a good score was to get some scholarship so that colleges could actually pay her money instead of her paying colleges. And I always think that's the best reason for getting a great score, not necessarily to, and sometimes it's the student just needs to get into college because the scores are so low they wouldn't make it. But not just getting in, but getting paid to go in and spending the least amount of money possible getting through college. I think that's the smartest thing to do. I always tell my students they should aim to have zero student loans when they graduate, if at all possible. So anyway, Janet, she had that kind of mindset. she wanted to do well, but it wasn't because she thought, I'm going to go to a higher ranking school and I want to change my life. I want to get into college and I want to get some scholarships. I want to get some money. So when she came in, her starting score was 1090, 570 in math, 520 in reading and writing, on the lower side. Okay. We had 39 classes together. That's about 59 hours of class hours. And she ended up on a real test, math 710, reading and writing 710, for a total score of 1420. So she went from a 1090 to a 1420, which was a significant jump. That's a 330 point increase. So that was fantastic. So she ended up going to a public university, state university, got some scholarships, did very well, and I think she's in her last year right now. But she was a great example of someone who was realistic about colleges. She just didn't have these fantasies about it. And I think that's very important. Understand that, again, there's no correlation between what college you go to and how successful you are in your career, much less your life. That will be dependent upon you and what you believe, what your mindset is, how you think, what the decisions you make. Those are not determined by what college you go to. It's determined by how you think. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you. I think it's very, very important. In my next video, I'm going to share the opposite example of a student who had unrealistic expectations about colleges and so on and so forth. So anyway, I wanted to share that story. As always, if you're interested in becoming one of my students, the best thing to do is go to my website, ckeducation.org, and fill out the SAT Prep application form. And in the form at the bottom, there's a comments section. And if you would please write a little thing about why you think you would be a great fit as one of my students, I will read those, and I will read every application, and I will get back to you personally. I hope to hear from you. And until next time, until my next video, stay well, and we'll see you later. All right?